What's the best meal you've ever eaten? The best meal I've ever eaten got me grounded for 6 weeks. And honestly, worth it. Growing up, my mom was obsessed with cooking. Not because she loved food, because she loved competition. Specifically, she was determined to prove she was a better cook than my dad's ex-wife, a woman none of us had even met. Every dinner felt like an episode of a reality show nobody asked to be on. My mom would spend hours watching cooking competitions, then try recreating dishes she absolutely did not understand. One night, she attempted homemade sushi with canned tuna and warm cream cheese. Another time, she tried making authentic French onion soup and somehow set the oven mitt on fire while wearing it. But there was one rule in our house: you never criticized mom's cooking, ever. My younger brother once said her chicken tasted kind of chewy. She made him apologize to the chicken, so by the time I was 15, we'd all mastered fake compliments. Interesting flavor, so creative, very bold, which was family code for, please never make this again. Then came the competition. Our town hosted this local cooking contest every summer. Nothing huge, just a community thing, but the winner got featured in the newspaper, and my mom treated it like the Olympics. For weeks, she practiced her signature dish, seafood spaghetti with spicy citrus sauce. Sounds good, right? It wasn't. The sauce was neon orange, like traffic cone orange, and smelled like shrimp and gasoline had entered a toxic relationship. The night before the competition, she made us sit down for the official taste test, and the second she put the plate in front of me, I knew we were in danger. The noodles were somehow soggy and crunchy. There were giant chunks of garlic floating around like life rafts, and one shrimp was still half frozen. My stepdad took a bite and immediately reached for water, but he still forced a smile. Wow, he croaked. Very, memorable. My little brother quietly slid his plate toward the dog. Even the dog sniffed it and walked away. That should have been my warning, but I was exhausted. I'd spent years pretending, and for some reason, that frozen shrimp broke me emotionally, so I took one bite, set my fork down, and said, "Mom, this tastes insane." Silence. Absolute silence. My brother stopped moving. My stepdad stared at me like I'd just unplugged life support. Mom blinked slowly. "Excuse me? The pasta's undercooked," I said carefully. "The sauce tastes like spicy ketchup and sadness." My stepdad whispered, "Don't." But it was too late. Mom stood up slowly, crossed her arms, and said, "Oh, so you think you can cook?" Now, here's the thing. I actually could, because for almost a year, I'd secretly been taking cooking classes at the community center after school. Not to embarrass my mom, I just wanted to know what properly cooked chicken tasted like. So I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Yeah, I think I can." My brother literally whispered, "She's gonna die." Mom stepped aside dramatically and pointed at the kitchen. "Then be my guest, Gordon Ramsay." So I did. I grabbed tomatoes, garlic, fresh basil, ground beef, real ingredients. And for the next hour, nobody spoke. My mom stood in the corner watching me like I was defusing a bomb incorrectly. But once the sauce started simmering, the whole kitchen changed. You could smell garlic and herbs. Actual food smells, not fear. I made homemade meatballs, fresh pasta sauce, even toasted the bread with butter and parmesan. Then finally, I plated everything. My family stared at the food like it had descended from heaven. My little brother took the first bite, then immediately pointed at me and yelled, "Wait, food can taste like this?" My stepdad actually closed his eyes while chewing. I'm not exaggerating. The man looked emotional. Even my mom took a bite, and for one tiny second, just one, she looked genuinely shocked, then offended, because she knew it was good, really good. My brother asked for thirds. The dog sat beside me the entire meal like I was a celebrity chef, and my stepdad quietly asked if I could teach him how to make the meatballs. Dinner ended in complete silence. Then my mom looked at me and said, "You're grounded." "For cooking?" I asked. "No," she said coldly. "For humiliating me in my own kitchen." And honestly, still the best meal I've ever eaten, because nothing has ever tasted better than finally telling the truth. My phone buzzed incessantly on the countertop as I leaned against the fridge, biting my lip to contain a whirlwind of anxiety. My parents had just left, stepping into a world where I wasn't invited. "It's just a weekend in Seattle with some friends. A break from all the chaos," my dad said, not bothering to look at me. "Just hold down the fort, all right? Don't call us unless it's a matter of life or death." I nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on my young shoulders. I was 16, but today, I was in charge of my 2 younger brothers, Teddy and Leo, ages 8 and 5. Day 1 began with Leo spilling apple juice all over the living room carpet, while Teddy was locked in an epic battle with a video game, oblivious to our frantic cries for help. I felt the panic rise as I tried to mop up the sticky mess with a towel. The faint buzzing of my phone slipped my mind until I saw the screen flash with a notification. "Mom, we made it. FaceTiming later." I forced a smile and sent a thumbs up emoji. It felt like I was in a sitcom, playing my role while they lived their lives far from the chaos at home. By lunch, I had managed to calm the kids down with sandwiches and a movie, but as soon as I sat down to breathe, my phone rang. It was Grandma. "Sweetheart, I need to talk to you. It's about your Uncle Mike." I felt my heart drop. Uncle Mike had always been the family's rock, always pulling through when things got hard. "What's wrong?" I asked, dread pooling in my stomach. "It's serious," she said, her voice trembling. "He was in an accident and is in the hospital. They say he's stable," but the words hung in the air like lead weights. I needed to go. I wanted to be there for her. "Can I leave?" I asked. "Can I go see him?" "Your parents," she hesitated. "They just left, dear. I don't want to complicate things." Back at home, I called my parents repeatedly, feeling the weight of their expectations like a suffocating blanket. "Mom, Grandma's worried. I have to see Uncle Mike." They didn't pick up. A text from Dad buzzed through. "I told you not to disturb us unless it's an emergency." My throat tightened. This was an emergency. The first night passed in a blur of toddler tantrums and sleepless hours. Teddy threw a ball that cracked a lamp. Leo cried for more screen time, and the chaotic discord of demands and messes echoed in my ears. The next morning, as I watched Leo pull at his stuffed bear, I felt another wave of despair wash over me. I was a kid myself. How could I be everything for them? The following day, I finally forged Mom's signature to take Leo to the pediatrician for a nasty cough that had him up all night. The doctor's office was cold and sterile, a far cry from the warmth of home. When I got back, I saw multiple missed calls from Grandma. Panic gripped me tighter. I called her back, barely holding it together. "I'm sorry, sweet girl. It's worse. They've put him in intensive care. He's asking for you." At that moment, I felt utterly helpless. The weight of my parents' indifference crushed something inside me. I texted them once more, desperation spilling into my words. "Please, I need help. I can't do this." Another silent void greeted avoided me. On the third day, Teddy fell off his bike and scraped his knee. I rushed him to the ER, the weight of the situation pressing down like 1,000 bricks. When the nurse asked about my parents, I swallowed hard and managed a weak smile. They're just around the corner, I lied. The hospital sky was gray, mirroring the turmoil within. I walked with Teddy to the doctor's office where I overheard a telling conversation. The nurse whispered to a social worker, "This isn't right. They're so young. Where are the parents?" The words hung in the air like a warning bell, echoing in my mind. By the time I got home, I grabbed my phone, ready to text them one last time. This was it. But then an unexpected knock at the door shattered my thoughts. It was Mrs. Landon, my neighbor, and a school counselor. I was worried. "Your parents, they haven't checked in, have they?" In that moment, everything fell apart. The room full of toys and clutter seemed more like a cage than a home. I felt my knees buckle. "No," I replied, tears streaming down my face. "They don't care." A week later, I sat in a cold office with teddy bears scattered around me. My parents were standing nearby, mouths agape as they faced a social worker. "We've had multiple reports of neglect," the social worker